Hi guys, welcome back to Determined to Praise. I have my friend Jasmine here with me today for we're going to continue the Q&A about love. As I said before, I feel like God's love is something it's great, it's important, and I just really want you guys to all understand how amazing he is and that he's a very forgiving God. So, we're going to jump right into the Q&A. So, the first question is, what is love to you?
Well, to be honest with you, I didn't really know what love was,
Hmm.
but now that I'm walking with Christ, I'm learning that love is the opposite of everything that I ever thought it was. So love to me is Jesus. Like I don't know how else to explain it
Hmm.
because his love is unconditional. You know what I'm saying? It don't come
Hmm.
with conditions. People love you with conditions,
Hmm.
and God doesn't do that. He loves
Right.
you regardless.
Hmm.
So that's what love is to
Okay,
me.
some of these questions they're gonna like feel like they're running into each other, but I'm just
It's okay.
just gonna keep asking.
It's all
So the
right.
next question is, do you feel like you're loved by God?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel a lot of times I feel undeserving
Mm-hmm.
of God's love because I know where I came from. I know
Mm-hmm.
what I've done. I know, the different times that I was immature
Mm-hmm.
and lacked knowledge and didn't understand completely what it took to live for God. So I definitely know that God loves me. He shows me in different ways, but yeah.
Um, do you love God?
Yeah, yeah, I love
Yes.
God. Yeah, I love
Okay.
the Lord. I love the Lord. Yes, I love when I tell y'all the different things that I have experienced in my life
Mm-hmm.
is if it wasn't for God, for Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
I would not be able to sit here in my right mind.
Yeah.
Like sometimes when I sit back and I think about the things that I've experienced and the type of trauma and the hurt and the pain,
Mm-hmm.
I just be like, Lord, how did I not, end up on drugs? How did I
Mm-hmm.
not end up becoming a prostitute? How did I not like just end up completely losing my mind? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? How did I not end up in prison? But it was because of his grace and
Mm-hmm.
his mercy that he had shown me. So I have to dedicate my life to him. I have to live for him at this point, me knowing everything that I know and putting everything into perspective.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and this leads to the next question. How would you describe God's love?
I would say God's love is you can't really describe it
Yeah.
unless you experience, but
Right. Yeah.
um it's warm, it's gentle, it's kind, it's patient, it's long suffering. It's like I don't know how to explain it, like just to like feel God's presence, like when he just wraps his arms around
Mm-hmm.
you or when his presence just come in a room, you really can't explain it.
No, I
It's
agree.
like
It's
it's like a
hard.
unique experience,
Yeah,
but I always say it's overwhelming.
it is.
It's
Yes,
overwhelming more than
very,
anything else.
very. I always tell people like it's really hard, like you said, to explain God's love and just to explain Him in general. Sometimes it's like you could never understand until you experience Him for yourself. Like when you experience Him, you're just like, wow. People always say like, "I taste and see that the Lord is good."
Yeah, like
That's
literally,
literally,
for real,
literally what it
for
is. It really,
real.
really what it is. Okay, how has God's love changed your life?
Um, I think before when because my family, we always grew up in church,
Hmm.
in Pentecostal church.
Hmm.
So as a young woman, like even as a young girl, my grandmom always talked to us about Jesus. She always bought us like kids Bible
Hmm.
stories or movies or videos. So I always knew about Jesus, but um when I was younger, she would always, all the kids would be playing, running through the house. She'd be like, "You come here, sit here and read this and tell me what it said." And I'd be thinking to myself, why I gotta be the one? All these kids running through the house, why I gotta be the one to sit here? But I think she was in tune with God and she seen something in me that
Hmm.
I didn't know. And throughout the years, I faced a
Hmm.
lot of challenges. And I think for a long time, like I was mad at God because I felt like I was so undeserving. I dealt with a lot of injustices. And I felt like I was so undeserving of certain things. Like, yeah, certain things I did deserve, because you know you reap what you sow,
Yeah.
literally. But other things I was like, Lord, like, why am I getting this like this? Like, I just couldn't understand. I just, like, my mind couldn't comprehend. So in my heart I started to develop, like, I was like mad at God, because I was like, you know, I don't deserve this, or this person is lying on me. Why you not sticking up for me? Like, why you not, like, showing them? And unbeknownst to me is, too much is given, much is required.
Right.
Because what I'm called to, and now that I'm, you know, God is taking me into deeper waters, I'm seeing every person that has the gifts that I have went through the same exact thing, got a lot of backlash, dealt with a lot of injustices, went through different type of abuses and stuff. So, you know, God's love has changed me to where, as though now I can love. Like, now I can forgive. I can let go of the things that were sent to destroy me. You know what I'm saying? And I can also sympathize and look at other people in a way to where, as though it's like, you know, like, you maybe don't understand why you did what you did, but I understand that we wrestle not against flesh and blood. These is spirits. You know what I'm saying? This is spiritual wickedness. And it's just, it's part of the call. You know what I'm saying? It's part of my destiny to get to where I'm going.
Right.
So, you know, like, God's love has changed me in a way to where, as though now I could forgive. I could let go of the things that have hurt me, that was sent to destroy me.
Yeah. And you know what? Before I read the next question, everything you just said, these shirts that I've been doing all month about God's love and everything, I picked certain ones for the two people doing my videos, which is you and my other friend who's going to do one. But I gave them to you for a specific reason. Something just said, this shirt's for you. And everything you just said is what this shirt says. We love, we love because he first loved us. And that's 1 John 4:19. But we can't give something we don't have.
Right.
It's, you can't give what you don't have. And God is love, which is I wore that shirt I think for my first video for this month. But God is love, and we can't, he loves us, he gives it to us first, and then we can give it to other people. But allowing his love to come in and affect our hearts and change our hearts, it gives you so much understanding, and it helps you to, like you said, forgive other people, love other people, not be so offended and get so angry about everything, because you understand who God is, and because he showed you and given you the wisdom to see everybody's heart's not the way it should be, and they may do things and make mistakes, but don't take it personal. That's not that person. That's the enemy using that person. But it gives you so much clarity to go, you know what? I'm not going to be upset. I don't have to be upset about this. I'm not going to be offended. It's okay. That person's hurt right now. I'm not going to take offense to that. And so, just really, really, I cannot express enough how amazing it is to let God come in and change your heart. Because it's not fun carrying around hurt, pain, bitterness, and unforgiveness in your heart. And I mean, do you deserve to feel that way? Absolutely. People hurt us all the time. People do and say things that hurt us, and we have the right to feel the way that we feel. But why carry it? You're only hurting yourself by holding on to that pain, and you can't move forward. You're stuck in that space.
Literally stuck.
And it's like, it's so painful being there.
Yep. And years, imagine doing it for years and years and years. Like, some stuff that I was carrying since I was 5 years old. So imagine carrying that all this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But God is just so amazing. Like, when I tell you he's so amazing, like, he allowed me, he gave me a vision of myself as sitting on the floor 5 years old playing with doll babies. Now, I don't know if this actually happened or if he was just showing me my 5-year-old self. And he gave me the opportunity to, like, mend my broken heart back then. And he actually, like, explained everything to me. Like, this was not my doing. I didn't do this to you. It was never in my plan for this to happen to you. But, you know, everything works together for the good of those who love me and are called according to my purpose. So that right there was just like, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to take me back there and show me that. You know what I'm saying? And show me my 5-year-old self. And the way God deals with me is just like, he was like, what would you say to her?
Mm-hmm.
And what I said to myself, to my 5-year-old self, was, although you're going to face a lot of challenges, know that Jesus is with you through
Mm-hmm.
it all. And that, when I said that to myself and that vision, I was able to let it go. I was able to let it go and forgive and move forward. You know what I'm saying? But I was carrying stuff that long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But God is so loving and like, he cares for us so much that he's like, that's something that I have to show her
Yes.
to break it off of her.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Yeah. We over here
I
crying and
know.
stuff.
I'm
My goodness.
okay. So the last question is, what do you want or think people should know about God's love?
um what I feel like people should know about God's love is that it's endless. It don't matter what you think about yourself, because the way you think about yourself and the way even other people may think of you,
Mm-hmm.
God does not see you that way. Like, we may look at ourselves and hate ourselves, or
Mm-hmm.
other we might look at ourselves like other people hate us, or
Mm-hmm.
we're not good enough,
Mm-hmm.
or we'll never be good enough, or we'll never get to places that God desire us to be.
Mm-hmm.
But when God looks at us as his children, especially for those of us that serve him, or if you're thinking about serving him,
Mm-hmm.
he looks at us like we're royalty.
Mm-hmm.
He sees us as the full package once it's done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He don't see all of the stuff that have,
Mm-hmm.
well, he knows the stuff obviously because he sees all.
Mm-hmm.
But when God looks at us, the finishing package is perfect.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's so worth it to live for Christ. It's so worth it to go to him and allow him to heal,
Yes.
because I feel like our generation is the generation where we endured a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to talk about it. Like,
Yeah.
we not staying quiet,
Mm-hmm.
because the way we look at it is, I could save somebody else. I
Right.
could stop somebody else from deciding to take their life if
Yeah.
that's where it came to. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's so worth it.
It
It's
is.
so worth it.
It is the things we don't really realize a lot of times, the things we go through. Um, a lot of times they're for somebody else.
Yep.
And it's not fun going through that thing, but
Right.
if you can, like you said, if you can prevent it, or if you can help heal somebody else in that process of showing them what you did and what you experienced and how you got through it. Because I know for me, right, my other friend who's going to do a video, I lost a child. I had a stillbirth back in 2017, and of course, that was a lot. That hurt really really bad. What happened was, going to the church that I go to now. Um, there was a girl there who praise danced. She ended up going through the same thing, but except hers wasn't a stillbirth. She lost the baby at, like, she had her son, and I want to say he was maybe about 4 months old, and he had SIDS, and she lost him.
Wow.
And people are like, "Oh, call Sister Nasia. She's been through that." I'm like, "Call me. What am I supposed to say to her?" I didn't know what to say, what to do, but we ended up talking, because I mean, she was already doing what I would have said. For me, that's what changed my life and brought me to Christ. That's what
Right.
made me go. I went, as soon as I got to the hospital, I went straight to church. That's where my big change came from.
Right.
But she was already in church. She's praise dancing. It's like, what do I tell her to do? She's
Right.
already made the decision that I would have told her to make. But all I told her was just continue to trust in God. But that, like, we're like literally like best friends at this point now. And
Right.
that was what, 3 years ago, 4 years
Right.
ago, and we're like best friends.
Right.
But that brought us together.
Right.
So had I not experienced that, where would our connection be at?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so we're able to really just sit and talk about it and express ourselves, because we both know, we understand how it's hard to express yourself to somebody who hasn't been through that, because
Absolutely.
they can't really
They
understand.
can't
Yeah,
comprehend.
it doesn't make sense. So that we were able to connect on that. But that's why before I was doing videos with people just sharing testimonies, because I'm like, you never know how you can help somebody else.
And that's what it's really about. It's really about us using our stories to help someone. And for so long, I've been ashamed. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like, I just was just like, Lord, like, who am I? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm nobody, but to God, we're his children. we're it. We're the salt of the earth. We're the
Yeah.
light of the world. We're the
Uh-huh.
end all and be all. You know what I'm saying? So we are more valuable than we think. We
Right.
are, you know what I'm saying? We're higher than what we think we are.
Right.
And we really have to get to a place where we're accepting that you're royalty.
Yeah.
Like we're daughters of the king. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And
Yes.
we gotta learn to live in that and to push forward and be okay with no, we'll never be accepted by the world because
Right.
they hated Jesus first.
Exactly.
But he loves us.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as we're doing his will,
Right.
we're doing what's right to help other people.
Right.
Because somebody gonna see our videos
Yeah.
and something's gonna click.
Right.
It's seeds being planted.
Right.
Because that's what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like all these years that I had backslid, I wasn't going to church, but I was still watching YouTube videos,
Right.
and it was little seeds being planted. And God showed me like all of these different people was planting seeds,
Right.
and brought you right back to me,
Exactly.
full circle.
It seemed like a lot of times it seemed like you always feel like you're wasting time, even with doing good, and doing the right thing. You get to a point where you're like, look,
Right.
forget this. I'm not doing this no more because people are mistreating me. They don't care, blah blah blah. But I feel like through all that push, it just builds endurance, and you get to see at the end, like, oh man, so I was mad about doing this, but it blessed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right.
and I didn't know it. It didn't feel like it or see that way, but it's like there's always a bigger picture.
Right.
There's
And
always a bigger picture.
You never know who. Because I didn't even, I was unaware that people that I didn't know was watching my videos until I seen like different people like, oh, this made me want to give my life back to Christ, or different people just comment. I'm like, where do these people come from? Like, where they come from? But you know, and even like with that video, this is why it's important for us to be led by the Holy Spirit. The day I made the video about, I think I said, look at the signs or something. That day, I'm telling you, the Holy Spirit was on me all day. Like, get up and make a video about the rapture. Like, he been telling me, make videos about my coming, read about my coming, and make videos about it. But I'm like, man, Lord, is this me or is this you? I be doing that. Yeah, and I know he probably be like, you know it's me. Like, right. So finally, I got up and I was like, you know what? I ain't making no long drawn out video. I'm not doing that. Like, cause I hate doing that. And then I had to look at the video all over, and then I'm like picking out little stuff that I felt like was wrong. And so I made it like a 2-minute video, and that video within an hour that I posted it got to like 1.6K views, but it was like a short. And I was like, mind you, I was on the phone praying. Me and Stephanie was on the phone praying. And I was praying that night. I was going in. I was warring in the spirit. Stephanie just on the phone. She crying. I'm praying. I'm going in. By the time me and her got off the phone, I said, oh my God, like, Lord, this was literally you. And what he showed me was because you're being obedient. Do exactly what it is that I tell you to do, because it's a reason for it. Right. Because that video reached now over 200 and something K people. And even if people disagree, whatever, right, it planted seeds in certain people's minds, and they like, yo, you know what? The rapture is going to happen. I need to get my life together today. I need to get my heart to Christ today. Yes. So we, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't become weary in good doing. Like, we got to just keep pushing. Right. Exactly. I really hope you guys got some encouragement from this video. I really, really, really just really wanted to do my best to try to explain, give you guys an understanding of God's love, because I'm telling you, it will change your life and it will make your life so much better. So I really, really pray that you guys just continue to seek him. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. Please comment if you have any other questions that you would like us to answer, or just maybe need more clarity or more understanding. Please just don't give up, don't quit, and just continue trusting God with everything in you. I pray that you guys have a great week. Have a blessed day, and just know that you're loved. Bye. Bye.